Focus is an app developed with the intention of helping students with ADHD through the COVID-19 pandemic. It was initially aimed at younger children, however, as we developed the app, it became heavier on scientific context and text.
We wanted to break boundaries and provide an online learning tool to aid students with ADHD to excel learning and provide them with new tools and methods for their education.
Here you can see our initial mind map for the app. We wanted to focus on making the app not only informative but also easily accessible to anyone with ADHD.
Here you can see our initial UI prototype, which has two different sections for teachers and students. The initial page would have buttons which would lead the user to the particular registration page where they would be able to enter their relevant data in order to create their login. We used client-side validation for each of the cells to ensure that no incorrect data was committed to the Firebase real-time database which we were using. We also ensured that the password was encrypted.
The aim of the daily tips section is to encourage the students to get into a routine, with advice on tasks which can be done daily in order to become more focused and organised.
We wanted to ensure that the app was accessible and possible for our target audience. Therefore, we carefully researched into the colour palette that should be consistently used throughout the application.
Both of us spent the day and night coding and documenting our project. We started off with brainstorming and then narrowing down our idea and selecting an appropriate language in IDE. We decided to use Swift as our main language with the Xcode IDE. We also used the Firebase real-time database to store our user data.
Our approach to the idea of breaking boundaries was to aim to help others expand their opportunities and aid their learning as much as possible by providing tools and information.
We were really excited about the DU CompSoc challenge of expanding it to online learning, as it is a topic that all of us are currently experiencing. We therefore created a tool that aids students with ADHD through the COVID-19 distant learning scheme.
Here we'll be going through each proposed screen versus what we actually achieved. We're really happy that we actually managed to fully complete many of the pages we were intending to have, although we clearly weren't able to finish everything. As a team of two, we're happy with the final product the final project we produced and how close it matched our initial proposal. In some areas, we managed to improve the proposed design.
We ended up redesigning the daily tasks page as it wasn't efficient or accessible in the initial design. We created a tick list which provided interactivity. The student was able to select or deselect the tasks that they have completed for the day.
We managed to improve upon our initial idea of the tips and tricks page, and instead of a block of text we created a titles page where each title had a link to the relevant information. This made the app more accessible and interactive.
Here we encounter our first section which we weren't able to complete fully. We intended to have a display which would count down on how much time a student would have to complete an assignment, designed to keep the student motivated, as it would give them a sense of the passing of time which it doesn't come naturally to them. These are some of the links that we used for our research, which we thought were beneficial to have. Our aim is to have as much information as possible to either the students or their parents.
We learnt a lot during our DurHack experience, such as the skills shown on screen currently. We embarked on a new project of using Swift, with one of us having no prior experience. We also learnt or improved more general skills such as time management and our GitHub experience.
Thank you for such a wonderful experience.